I want to show you today on the CircuitPython Parsec how to shift pixels on a bicolor LED matrix. So these are the HT16K33 backpack type of matrices. We use that chip in a lot of products. You have a lot of 7-segment displays, and I believe some of the 14-segment displays use these, and other various shapes of LED matrices. This is the type that can do, as you can see, 2 colors. You got red and green per pixel. You can also mix, so you can do a sort of orange, yellow-orange in between. One of the neat things about the library and the driver for these matrices is you can do some pretty neat animation with very low code overhead. So you don't need to figure out things like blanking pixels and redrawing them as you move a pixel around. You can use this really clever shift function. So here you can see I'm importing the HT16K33 matrix and then this matrix 8x8x2, and that refers to the width, the height, and the number of diodes, number of colors per pixel. And I'm setting that up on a little cutie pie, you can see there, over I2C using stemma I2C. Instantiate the board as matrix. I'm setting the brightness here. Next thing I'm doing is just filling all the pixels with off or black. So matrix.fill0 will set them all off. And then I'm waiting a moment. And then ignore this stuff. This is just some playing around I was doing. But the key thing here is that I am drawing a little box here, and this just loops around and does the 4x4 green, and then it does it again in the center 4 as red, right here. And then right now I've set up a variable for speed. How quickly do I want to shift the pixels around, and am I going to wrap them? So let's get to the meat of it. Instead of telling the main loop to pass, I'm going to now tell it to shift the pixels, any pixels that are on screen, so matrix.shift, and then an X and a Y direction. This happens to be sort of backwards. The 0, 0 origin is in the upper right corner, so to move left, I'm going positive, and to move right, I'm going negative. But this is going to first shift all the pixels to the left, and then you can see I'm taking a little pause there for 1/10 of a second. Then I'm going to shift them back to the right. Then I'm going to shift them right and up, and then I'm going to go right and down, and it's going to repeat that. So if I resave this, what you'll see is the pixels moving around on the screen with this very simple command. It doesn't require me to address every single one of them. It's just whatever I've drawn on there, I can then go and shift it around. And you can see with the wrap on, it will wrap around to the other side when it appears rather than disappearing. We can adjust that. If we set this to false and hit save, now you'll see when it gets to the edge, it just cuts off and it doesn't loop those back around. And so this thing is just driving away. We're never going to see it again because it's essentially moving down and right, down and right, down and right. The only reason we were seeing it come back before was because of the wrapping, where it comes back around the edges of the screen, essentially. And so that right there is how you can use pixel shifting on an LED matrix inside of CircuitPython. And that is your CircuitPython Parsec.